This thing's so long.
All
And
right.
welcome to another. welcome to another episode of the Quotes and Mirrors podcast. I am Tyrell James.
And we are late. I am Uncommonterry. It's okay. Cool. We was going to start at 7 o'clock. We actually did start at 7. That's why y'all came in mid-laughter. See?
Exactly.
We had already gotten it started. It was technology's fault. Welcome. Quotes and Mirrors. Thank you very much. What's going on, man? How you doing today?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm chilling.
Yeah. You chilling and sipping?
Nothing implied there. That's ginger ale.
I got you.
Sure. It is. It is ginger ale at the top.
And
ginger ale at the top.
Okay, got you.
Well, yeah, man. I had a actually pretty busy day today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Kind of get some things done at work. You know, when you go ahead and you act like it matters to you that you get your job done, then you get your job done. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I had to dive in and get some things taken care of. And now we are here. I forgot for a second that we was gonna do this, and then when I remembered, I was like, yeah. So I am very happy to be here. Episode, didn't you say not give it a number? Is that what you said last time?
17. It's 17.
I knew it was 17, but I just wanted to make sure we was on the same page. And we are.
Yeah, we are. We definitely on the same page. Yeah.
Cool. Because this page here has a very interesting quote on it here, buddy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. This one is boy, go ahead and give it to them. I know they can see it across the screen if they are actually watching, but if they are listening, today's quote, go ahead.
Is a man, this is a quote by Christopher Morley, and the quote is, "A man who has never made a woman angry is a failure in life."
In life.
Boy, am I successful.
Look here. Wait a minute. Yo, in life, homie. Let me put this over here right in front of me so we can. I don't want to miss nothing here. In life.
In life.
If you ain't never made a woman angry, you are a failure. You know what kind of in life? That puts an amazing value on your ability to anger a woman.
Yeah.
In life, my whole life don't matter if I ain't never pissed a woman off. Now, mind you, this is not a rebuttal, because of course I pissed a woman off, right? Of course, I am immensely successful in that regard. All right, there's somebody mad at me right now. Right now as we speak. But Lord, I was just when you put this out here last week, I was like, all right, we're gonna have to really get into this. Now, first of all, Christopher Morley. Who's Christopher Morley?
I don't know. I think
you don't know.
Okay, hold on. I'll take that back. I believe he's an actor. I believe he's also a poet, because I have a couple of poems from him too.
Really? So when you say he's an actor, this wasn't like just a line in the movie then?
Nah, I don't think so. I think this is actually one of his quotes.
Wow.
I was trying to see if this was a line in one of his poems, but I couldn't find it. Only came up as a quote from him. So
you know what? Just a quick sidebar. You're probably the only individual that I ever hear correctly say the word poems. Everybody else just be like poems, and you be like poems. Like you break it down to the syllables, and you've been doing that since forever. I laugh at you when you leave. So. This old proper Negro here. But anyway. Okay.
Oh man, I lost the poems. I lost them.
Well, I'm looking here real quick. So this cat, 1890. Oh, so he got some age on him.
Okay, I didn't realize that. I missed that part. Because I'm wondering if it's the same person that you look. Because what I saw here, it looked like the poem was written, or at least this quote was made in 2017. I don't know how true this is, but you can't believe everything you see on the internet. So I don't really know how old this guy is. I didn't really try to dig deep into this guy's life. I was
It's
really
okay.
trying to find more information on this poem. I mean, on this quote. I mean,
I just did it on the spot, so it's okay. All right.
yeah.
But I'm looking here. It say the cat was born in 1890. Christopher Darlington Morley. What kind of middle name is Darlington? We don't have to talk about that. Yeah. Anyway, it says American journalist, novelist, essayist. A lot of ists. At least it ain't racist. Cool. And poet. And poet. So I'm guessing this is the same cat that we're talking about. But man, this, I mean, we gotta. I wish I could talk to the cat just so I can be like, okay, what exactly was the context surrounding this conclusion here? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Wow.
I was trying to find some things as far as what people. Oh, this is stupid. So I was trying to find something where they kind of went into detail about exactly what he meant by this.
Okay.
But this particular site, you have to unlock something in order to see exactly what people's answers are on what they believe that he was saying. Because I'm assuming they don't have exactly what he meant by this.
Right.
But some sites just do too much. How do you have to unlock something? Shut up. This is stupid.
Well, I tell you what, let's get into it.
Okay.
Let's get into it as far as from my own perspectives are concerned, right? Because now this is an interesting situation, an interesting argument, in reference to a woman. Because this can be twisted and turned to say that I piss you off, or that pissing you off is actually an asset. You know what I mean? Talking to you, my ability to make you angry is actually an asset. It is evidence of at least some level of success in my life. But this is crazy to me, man. I mean, your whole life is. And what's funny is you. I'm looking at you, and you got the same look you had on your face last week when you said it, which was like, which looked like you like you're completely bought in. You 100% in alignment with this, and I'm just like,
it's not that I'm necessarily bought in or in alignment with it. I just think it's funny.
It is
because I feel like there's so many different ways I can twist this. I can go so many different ways with this thing.
This is a remix on Happy Wife, Happy Life, is it not?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, because Happy Wife, Happy Life is not funny at all to me. This quote is funny to me. Happy Wife, Happy Life is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard before in my life.
You got a lot of emphasis on certain syllables going on over there.
Yo,
I'm guessing you mean what you're saying right now.
Yeah, I mean that.
Because you was like, as soon as I said ain't it a remix, you said no in all caps.
All caps.
All no caps. And then I hate that statement, by the way. I don't understand that. There's no logic behind that particular slang at all. But at any rate, you said no. Huh?
I was trying to be younger.
Oh, got you. I heard the on the end.
Yeah.
But you readjusted, sat up in your seat, so you obviously got something against that, which I mean, I don't particularly like it either. But how is that not a remix? How is this statement not a remix of Happy Life, Happy Wife? Because in this situation, well, actually, I guess not a remix, but it's immediately adjacent, right? Because this isn't talking about their happiness, but it is talking about your success depending on whether or not you pissed him off.
Well, I don't think that this necessarily means with the current woman. I believe this is the way I took it. My interpretation is that because of the women that I have made angry in the past, I know how to be successful in the future or even in the present. So,
okay, but hold on a second. You piss your wife out off right now. You do.
Do I?
You know what? Avon does that all the time. Avon is my daughter, ladies and gentlemen. She does, regardless of what you ask. Avon, you want breakfast? I think I do. Or do I? At any rate, you piss your wife off right now. So you're not saying that because you are the woman that you pissed off in the past, you're not saying that the way that you've angered them has taught you to not anger your wife, right?
All right, put it this way. Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, so because of the way that I've made women mad in the past, I know how to not make my wife mad. Apparently, so here's the thing.
Right, yeah, tell me the thing.
Apparently, women don't like it when you cheat on them.
Most women don't like it when you cheat on them.
Yeah, they have a problem with that.
Yeah, some of them see it as a doorway for them to go ahead and do their own thing. But yeah,
some of them see the doorway for them to just walk out.
Yeah, but so they don't like when you cheat on them, huh?
Right? Yeah.
Now, what are you basing that
on? Just their reaction.
Okay. I figured it was gonna be a short answer.
Yeah. The time I got smacked, the time that somebody may have tried to rip something off my car, the time that I got a long list.
The windshield wipers don't come off as easy as they think they will.
Right.
But okay, so they don't like when you cheat on them. All right, cool. But that's not the only way to anger them, right?
Right. No, of course not.
Yeah.
That's the best way.
Well, that's a guaranteed way. That's guaranteed, buddy. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, if you do that and it does not anger her, then you weren't cheating on her. You apparently were cheating with her.
And she's probably cheating on you.
Yeah, exactly. But since that's not the only way to anger, a woman, and I say a woman, because of the quote, but you still make your wife angry, I'm sure.
Yeah, but because of the way I've made women angry in the past. So let me see.
And then we got to get to the failure part. I don't see how this ties into failure. But go ahead.
I think failure is a bit extreme. I'm wondering. See, and that's why I really wish we could know exactly what he meant by this, because I'm wondering if failure pertains to relationships, and meaning how sometimes you have to fail in order to succeed.
Go ahead and elaborate.
Or sometimes you need to fail in order to learn how to succeed.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to fall short with certain things in order for you to learn how to fix those things going forward, or to make those failures not occur in the future. So I'm thinking that's just how I'm taking this. So it's like, all right, if I'm in another relationship, let's say that I have a woman who wants me to, let's say I'm in a relationship and I don't do the dishes, I don't clean up around the house, I'm a bum, I don't even work, I don't do anything, I don't do none of this stuff, and I'm just making her mad. She is angry about all of these things. So I take that and I'm like, okay, apparently women don't like it when you don't work, or when you don't do dishes, or when you don't cook, or when you don't do this or that or whatever. So I go into the next relationship and now I know how to do these things. Now here's my only problem with that. If I go into that first relationship and I'm doing all of those things, I'm like completely on point with everything, I'm not necessarily a failure. And if I take that into the next relationship, I'm not a failure again. So that's my issue. That's my only issue with this particular quote, because in order for you to fail, you have to do something to fail. But if I don't do anything to fail, and if failing is directly connected to her being angry, then but if I don't fail, then I don't make her angry. Then I go into my next relationship and I don't fail and I don't make her angry, then I'm not really failing. So that's my issue with this quote.
But you gotta fail. You're going to fail, Because you're not perfect.
Okay, so let's look at the definition of failure.
You're gonna, huh?
So then we have to look at the definition of failure.
Okay, you said we, and then you made no attempt to look up the definition of failure.
I know,
I feel
right?
like,
I know.
Yeah, I feel like you outsourced that real quick. So, but it's cool. It's cool. We're gonna look up the definition of failure. I got dictionary.com right here on the phone. Now all I got to do is successfully spell it, right? Non-performance. Let me see. A condition of being bankrupt for reasons of insolvency. Wow, that was way down the list. An act or instance of failing. I hate when they use the word in the definition. It serves. Yeah, it serves no purpose, whatever. Oh, but here, lack of success.
Okay.
Yep, proving unsuccessful. But
okay, so now we have to look up the definition of success. Now, but actually, you don't have to do that. You know why? Because I believe success and failure are both relative. It depends on the person.
Oh my God, everything is relative.
Welcome to the gray area.
Oh God, everything.
You've been a couple weeks without me going into the gray area. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
But it is though. It is. My definition of success and failure may not be yours.
Okay, but some things are definite successes and definite failures. That's true.
Maybe.
No. If you cheated, then you failed. Bottom line. Yeah, necessarily. How so? How not? How not?
Because if I don't see it as failure, then I didn't fail.
If you don't see it, are you kidding me? If you don't see it as failure, then you didn't fail.
What did I fail at?
You failed at fidelity, commitment, honesty, loyalty.
You fail when you're trying to achieve something. I was not trying to achieve loyalty.
Well, in that case, no.
I succeeded at cheating.
Understand this: you cannot cheat on a situation in which you have already not accepted a commitment and a loyalty. That's not cheating. That's a misunderstanding. Shorty Rock didn't know y'all wasn't really together. All right, no. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you in a relationship, you can only cheat on an established relationship. All right, I'm talking about something that has been verbalized. Time and event did not take the place of words. You got to go ahead and say, "Look, we together, me and you, we exclusive," right? And then you step outside of that. That's cheating. If that conversation doesn't happen, then ain't nobody cheating.
I didn't say we're exclusive.
Then you can't cheat. You ain't cheating on the situation. Then.
I said we're in a relationship. I didn't say we're exclusive.
Jesus, what? I'm saying, but then you couldn't cheat. So what I'm saying, if you cheated, right, then that means you have established a situation where the expectation is commitment, one to the other. Otherwise, it's not cheating, right? So if that being established and you have legitimately cheated, you have failed at that commitment. That ain't relative.
Yes, it is. That's
it's
all
not.
perception. Because
that's not perception.
Maybe I'm trying to cheat. Now, hold on. Wait a minute. We're speaking about the past here. And I just want to make that very, very clear. This is not a present situation. And you know what? I love having these conversations because it feels so comfortable to be able to have these conversations. Me being a committed husband, because it's not like I'm about to go in the other room after this podcast is over and my wife's going to be standing there like, oh, yeah. You know, like, and it's not going to bring up anything for us or whatever. Like, we're going to laugh at this. So I just wanted to put that out there. But I said all that and forgot what I was about to say. But
what that is, you still would have failed the commitment. Just to answer the question of whether or not failure is relative. In some instances, it can be relative. But if you have established a committed situation in which the expectation on the sides of both parties is to be committed, and then you go outside of that situation and legitimately cheat, you have failed that commitment.
Or I have succeeded at cheating.
You have simultaneously, not or, and you have failed that commitment and you have succeeded at cheating.
No, I've succeeded at cheating. That's it.
And you have failed that commitment.
No, because we got to talk about what I was going after. So if I go into a relationship knowing I have no intention on being committed, The only thing that I wanted was to be in a relationship with this woman. I have succeeded in being in a relationship with this woman. I have not succeeded in being in a committed relationship with this woman because that's not what I was trying to do.
Did
I
you hear
was
me say
trying to
committed?
be in a relationship with her, and then I wanted to cheat, and then I was successful. Yo, I'm batting 1,000 here because I'm successful at being
did
in
you
a
hear me
relationship.
say committed?
No, in a sense you did.
Did you hear me say committed?
But in a sense you did.
No, not in a sense. I precisely said committed. Probably no less than a double-digit amount of times, and I said that for the purpose of validating the cheating. It is not cheating if you are not in a committed relationship, sir.
It is cheating.
It is not.
It is cheating because if you're in a relationship, the understanding is that you were supposed to be committed.
You put too many adjectives in between, or maybe it was adverbs. It don't matter. You put too many words in between committed, which you were trying to say you weren't being committed. You were just in a relationship. Look
in the past. Want to put in the past.
Look.
Go ahead.
Bottom line is that's a failure situation. But we got to go even further, right? Because why is it specific to a woman? What's significant about making a woman angry that prevents me from now being a failure in life? I done pissed her off, so now to some degree I'm a success. What is it about that situation?
I think that I think that it was specific to a woman because this is a man talking about a relationship with a woman, and he can't speak from the perspective of a woman. So I think that's why it is specific to a woman. Now, if we want to broaden the conversation, and now we want to step outside of being in a relationship, and we talk about okay, so that's what you want to do. Okay, got you.
Well, no. We don't have to step outside of it. I was saying, like I'm listening. That's all.
Okay, got you. Okay,
yeah.
So, but I mean, we can broaden the conversation and step outside of that and say, all right, if you've never made anybody mad, then you're not successful. But I think that changes the conversation if we do that, though.
It definitely changes the conversation.
Very specific because I think it is specific to relationships. I also think that you can learn a lot also about life, about making a woman angry.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because if we're going to be honest, us men, we do things.
You're already in a happy marriage. You don't have to pander right now. See, so, you just put on your feminist t-shirt and everything. Go ahead.
No, this is how I truly feel.
Okay.
Us men, we oh man, where was I going with that? Man, oh man, what was I about to say?
Well, I'm not sure.
Make me laugh too hard.
My bad. But we're still talking about why it's specific to women and why, what's significant about making a woman angry that prevents you from being a failure. That's what we were talking about to begin with. And then you were saying that he's speaking in reference to relationships. Huh?
I'm gonna try to talk my way through it until it comes back to me. Us as men, we can be stupid at times. We do things to we're not always the smartest when it comes to dealing with the opposite sex, when it comes to even if it's not just cheating, just dealing with them.
I agree, because I have never cheated on my wife, but I've made some pretty stupid mistakes.
Right now, what did you learn?
Well, I don't know that the show is long enough for me to give you everything that I learned, to be perfectly honest with you. All right, but look, now I'm gonna tell you one thing that I did learn, by the way, since you were taking the feminist route. I did learn that we ain't the only ones that make mistakes. Okay, I did learn that. I ain't by myself in this situation.
You're right.
I mean, I definitely learned that. But okay, so the significance or the value of making a woman angry. I think, you know what? I think this is directly tied to honesty and to the differences between you and her. Y'all are two different people, right? And you got to be real. So sometimes Y'all not, because y'all are different people, you're not going to agree. And as much as I hate this, my truth is not going to be her truth. I hate that, by the way.
Welcome to the gray area.
I hate that. The truth is also relative. No, mama. It not in every instance though. Okay. Do these jeans make my butt look fat? No. Your butt look fat.
Thank God.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But them jeans ain't got nothing to do with it. All right. So I'm saying, but in some instances, that's gonna make her angry. But you gotta be honest. I gotta be real. I gotta let you know who I am. I gotta let you know where I'm coming from. And the truth be told, you shouldn't want me to lie to you at any point, because if that's what you desire, in a minute you're not gonna know when I'm lying to you, and then that's gonna be a direct contradiction to what you're actually looking for. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I like this only because I think it definitely speaks to the honesty. It definitely speaks to the reality of circumstance and me being clear and transparent about what I feel, and the fact that sometimes that's going to make you happy, and other times it really is not. And so I would consider myself a failure if all I did was cater to you, if all I did was tell you what you wanted to hear and never actually spoke to you about, and not just myself, by the way, we would have a failed relationship. If all I did, that's why I think people, some people don't agree, but that's why I think when you married for 20 years and then you get a divorce, in my opinion, somebody just stopped lying. Somebody finally told the truth, whether it was to themselves, whether it was to their partner, somebody has finally told the truth. And now that you finally made this woman angry, you can move on to a successful relationship. You know what I mean? So that's my particular take on it. My bad, but that's my particular take on it. If this is directly in reference to relationships, yeah, your wife or your woman should never, just on a consistent basis, be just happy. Nah, the feelings should run the gambit, because y'all not gonna see eye to eye 100% of the time. You know what I mean?
Do you think, it's interesting you said that. I had a friend that told me one time that she does not want to be in a relationship with a man who never does anything to cause an argument, because she needs to know how he will react during an argument. So she needs him to argue.
Well, I agree that she does need to see him in that particular light, but he don't need to be manufacturing arguments just so she can see how it play out.
Right.
It needs to be. Go ahead.
But if he never does anything to cause an argument, then what is your problem?
If he never does anything to cause an argument, then he lying. He lying to himself.
Why?
Because you don't always feel like getting up to take out the trash. You don't always feel like getting out the bed to get us something to drink. You don't always feel like washing the car. So you got to go ahead and be real about that. And sometimes she might be upset about that.
But why does that have to cause an argument? Why do I have to argue about that?
Well, first of all, the quote doesn't say there has to be an argument. It says make her angry. You don't have to have an argument just because you're angry. All right. The argument is what you do with the feeling. The anger is the feeling itself. You know what I mean? So the thing of the matter is saying that I'm considered a failure if I don't do anything that causes you to feel anger. But you're going to feel anger because we're two different people. We're not going to agree on everything all the time.
But there's a way to disagree without being disagreeable. So we can disagree, but it doesn't necessarily mean that either one of us has to walk away angry.
Okay, true. There is, but is that 100% of the time?
No, I'm just saying that it doesn't have to be the case.
Okay, I'll take that. It doesn't have to be the case, but it is going to be the case at some point. If you being real with me and I'm being real with you, at some point, we both gonna be angry. At some point, it don't have to be at the same time. Actually, hopefully, it ain't at the same time.
Now, so what I'm saying, well, that's normally how it happens, though. Like, is you angry? Guess what? Me too. Because if you speak out of anger, you're probably going to make me speak out of anger as well.
Yeah, but then that's when you just being petty. I'm mad because you mad. Shut up.
No, I'm mad about what you said. I'm
right,
mad
but
about you're displaying your anger. So
right,
now
but the root is you mad because she mad, because if she wasn't mad, she would have said what she said.
No.
You know what I mean?
I'm mad at the way that she displayed her anger. I'm not mad. You can be mad. I can be mad. If you sit there and you say to me, you know what, Tyrell, I'm angry at you. Okay. Come here, give me a hug. Give me a hug. All right, because you're so calm. You're so calm about this, and you were so. It was so sweet the way
Okay,
you told me.
okay,
Hey,
I'll take you that. I'll
give me a hug.
take that. I'll take that.
But
And you just gonna. So when she says, "Tyrell, I'm angry with you," then you just like, mission accomplished.
only if that was the mission.
I mean, but per this quote, if that wasn't the mission, at some point you have failed. You have failed. Okay. No, I'm just messing. I'm just putting that just to be funny, because me making you angry is not going to be a point for me. That's not going to be a goal for me.
Right.
Right. But it is going to be a situation where I'm aware. All right, if I'm honest right now, this is probably going to make her upset. But what matters more? The truth about what I have to say, or how she's going to receive it? To me, the truth. And both situations are true, by the way. Your anger isn't manufactured for the hell of it. You truly feel like that. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a cat, by the way. I don't say things that I don't mean. So
right. Mm-hmm.
if you was upset, it just come with the territory. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, but yeah, definitely. Because in this situation, man, you know, like what you were just talking about with the girl saying she doesn't want to be with somebody that doesn't have an or basically that won't argue because she want to see how they react. Like, don't play a game. Don't manufacture a situation. Mm-hmm. I think this statement at its core is simply saying, let's be honest, and in being honest, we're going to disagree because we're going to have different thoughts because we are different people, and sometimes you're going to get angry, right? So, me successfully making you angry is simultaneously me also successfully being honest, being real, being transparent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So now, how does this translate to us being so now let's try to broaden the conversation to being successful outside of a relationship.
Yeah, I think it's. Go ahead.
How does making a woman angry lead to us being successful outside of a relationship? Let's say it is let's talk about business, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So let's say I have to be out all night long because of my business, and it makes my woman angry.
But I know that's still kind of talking about relationships.
Well, I'm talking about being successful in business. Like, me making her angry is going to lead to me being successful in my business. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about. So initially, I was talking about making one woman angry in one relationship, and then moving on to that next relationship and taking the lessons that I learned from that previous relationship into the next relationship, and say, okay, all right, and fixing things that way. So now I'm talking about business specifically. So, and if I'm in a relationship with a woman and I anger her because this job is demanding and it requires time, and it requires maybe time overnight. I have to be there during the night when she is she's at home sleeping. She wants me to be there with her, and she has all kind of things running through her mind. What's he doing at this point? So she's getting angry about that.
Okay, well, I mean, that situation needs to be communicated, right? Because now you're talking about the difference between a woman being mad at something that you did and something that you had to do. And I know that's all relative. Shut up, right? So the thing is, if you had to, like, matter of fact, in reference to business or in reference to employment, if I'm a soldier and I have to deploy, I gotta go. I know you don't dig that. I know you don't dig that, but I haven't hidden the fact that I'm in the army. I haven't hidden the fact that I'm a soldier. That's been successfully communicated. Now, it doesn't delete your anger. You can be mad at the circumstance, 100%. But I didn't do anything to you. You know what I mean? Those are two different things. And when it comes to business, like you're talking about, if you got to go so that you can make a deal or whatever the situation, if you got to get up in the middle of the night to kill the pig so that you can bring home the bacon, she shouldn't be angry. But if she is, you just got to communicate that. You know what I mean? You just got to, and if you, and then more to the quote, if you decide that because she's angry, I'm not going to go kill this pig. Then you wake up, she wants bacon, even though she was mad about you having to go kill this pig. And so you decided, I ain't going, I'm going to sit here with you. You wake up, she wants bacon. Kids want bacon. You had an opportunity to go get the pig, but you decided her anger was, her feelings were more important. And sometimes, all right, family first in that situation. But in this situation, it would have been a thing of you pleasing her versus taking care of her. Okay. Right. And so in that case, yeah, if you didn't make her angry, or should I say, if you responded to her anger and it caused you to not make a move, then you failed 100%.
Okay. What if she wants the bacon and now you don't have the bacon, she's still angry?
What's she angry at? I'm sorry.
You tried to please her by not getting up and killing the pig and doing whatever you had to do, but she's still angry because ultimately she wanted bacon.
Right. So now this is this is an opportunity for you to go ahead and show her. Right. This is why. You know what I mean? The needs of the family have to come first. Ultimately, you know what I mean? I can't just respond to the needs of the individual, especially in my family. I got 6 of these jokers. With her, it's 7. I ain't got time for a consensus. Nope. I got to make a move that I know is going to bless us all.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if she's angry because, gets up in the morning, she's angry now. She's too angry to let you go. Now she's angry that you didn't go. Shut up. You're selfish is what you are. All right? That's what's going on. You're selfish and you're about to be a success in life because I'm getting pretty angry myself.
All right. So speaking of which, now let's switch this.
Mm-hmm. You be the girl. I'm not going to be the girl.
I'm not going to be the girl. I'm not going to be the girl. I'm not going to be the girl. So, but does this apply the other way? Like, is a woman? Well, actually, first, before I say that, let me ask you: do you agree with this quote?
Yeah, I do agree with this quote, but beyond just making a woman angry, because again, I think it's tied to honesty and being real about what you're actually feeling, and you're going to make her upset sometimes.
Okay, so now let's switch it. Boy, oh boy, I want to say something, but okay, let's please remind me. I want to come back to what you just said. Okay, but let's switch it now. So, a woman, is she a failure if she has never made a man angry?
I mean, I don't know. I think you would have to ask a woman because, like you said early on, he made this statement from the perspective of a man because he can't speak for a woman. Right. So I can't say that she would be. I could say this, that in specifically in a relationship, if we agree on everything, right? And if we agree on everything, let me first say this. If we agree on everything, safe to say that would mean that nobody is angry, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So if we agree on everything, one of us ain't necessary.
And somebody's lying.
Yeah. That's what I said about that whole 20-year thing. They finally get to somebody was lying. You know what I mean? But if we agree on everything, one of us ain't necessary. So I would say that I don't know about life is concerned. I mean, that's a pretty broad stroke. But you're not in a successful relationship if you've never had an argument, disagreement. If you've never made her angry, and she expressed, even if she didn't express it or him didn't express it, you ain't in a successful relationship. I don't think.
But why? So the thing is, if we're in a relationship and we don't necessarily agree on something, but we don't argue about it, we don't have any type of issue. It's just a simple, oh, I don't agree with that. Well, I don't agree with that. Okay, cool. And then you move on. How is that failing?
Well, but that's not. But in that situation, anger doesn't exist, right? Just because you disagree, that don't mean you got to be mad about it, right?
Okay. That's where I thought you were going. I thought you were saying there has to be some sort of anger involved in order for it to be a successful relationship.
I think. Well, first of all, so anger don't mean you got to be completely up in arms. All right, but anger can simply be I'm sick and tired of kicking your shoes every time I come in this room.
Okay,
that can be the full extent of my anger and my expression of that anger.
Mm-hmm.
Full extent. You know what I mean? But I think that for me, like my wife is not perfect, but I love that she's not perfect because the parts of her that I do love are so much bigger than anything that I don't like, right? But I have a greater appreciation for those things because of the other things, like, you weigh them in the balance. Mm-hmm. And she's not going to be perfect. Nobody's going to be perfect. That's just innate. Well, they're perfect for me. Okay, cool. Write an R&B song. But what I'm saying is you're different people. So let me not say this. Let me not say that you have to have anger. I'm going to say this. There should be some grace or some space that allows you to be angry. You know what I mean? At whatever decision, at whatever I do, you should be allowed to be angry. As my daughter told me, Cheeky told me, you should be allowed to feel all of your feelings. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's gonna happen, man. It just doesn't make sense for it not to happen. You're not gonna do everything you're not gonna do everything right. You're not even gonna do everything the same way. And I'm not talking about two different people. I'm saying specifically with women, you could a woman could ask. I mean, you could ask a woman a question and she answer it one way on Monday, one way on Wednesday, another way on Friday. Mm-hmm. And you better not be mad that it was three different answers. And somehow now come the next week, you got the same question because you got three different answers. So did you really get an answer? When you got when you got three different answers to the same question, did you really get an answer? Nope, you most certainly did not. But later on, you're gonna be responsible for those answers. Mm-hmm. The expectation is, I told you. You told me three different things. Hold on. And then, hold on. Say that statement again. Start from the beginning. You told me. Oh, you're right. You told me. You know what I mean? So, I just think it's healthy. I think it's healthy. You should be allowed to be angry. And if you're not being honest with a woman, for real, you're not gonna make her mad. So I think I agree with the statement, 100%. But the vice versa, I don't know. That had to come from a woman.
Okay. So, do you think that saying failure in life is a bit extreme? Because you said you do agree with the statement, but failure in life.
Well, I think that like you said, that he's speaking in reference to relationships. That's the only reason to make it specific to women, right? I think that he's Speaking to relationships, I don't know about this particular sexual orientation, but I would imagine from this statement, he's a heterosexual man, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I think he's speaking in reference to the woman that you're in a relationship with, not just anybody. So, but so when it says in life, I think like you said earlier, in reference to your relationships in this life, not just at all. But then again, it could be that because if he's making reference to relationships, he's speaking to the intimacy of a circumstance within a relationship in which you ought to be able to be transparent and vulnerable without feeling in danger, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't do that at the house, if you can't do that with her, or shall I say, if you ain't willing to do that with her, the chances are when you hit the street, you ain't willing to piss them people off either. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and this is me just, just kind of speaking from the perspective of anything is possible type of thing. You know what I mean? So he could have been coming from that part as well, from that side as well.
So now, again, let's broaden the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
What if he's not necessarily talking about a woman that he's in a relationship with? What if it can be a mother, a sister? What if he's just saying there are certain lessons that we can learn about life just by simply making a woman mad?
Well, then I would have to agree with that as well.
How come?
But still going back to the honesty of a situation.
Hold up. That's not giving them too much power?
Giving who too much power?
Women.
Nah, I think it's playing to their strengths. You know what I mean? Because the truth be told, anger makes people honest. In my opinion, you get mad, you get real, you get honest. F it. I'm just gonna say what I feel because I'm mad. And so you make a woman.
That doesn't have to be just a woman. That could be a man.
Nah. But women are detail oriented. They got insight. They got foresight. The mentalities are different. So
we have insight and foresight.
Oh Jesus! We also have white and red blood cells. What are you saying?
I'm saying the things that you're saying, you're making it seem as if it only applies to women, and it doesn't.
But they have a different. Maybe I should throw that out there. They have a different insight. They have a different attention to detail.
So their insight, their foresight, their attention to detail is what could make us successful.
Yeah, because most of us think alike, and you need that contrast. You need that other perspective, and many times you need that opposing perspective, so that you can see it from a different light.
Right. So we need them to be angry,
so that they can be honest,
so that we can be successful.
We're building this together. You hear the Lego snapping into place?
No.
It's definitely snapping. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah. So, you make them angry. They be honest with you. You take their honesty. Don't be offended. You take their honesty and then you build on that.
Do you think that a man who has never made a woman angry is capable of being successful?
At what?
Say building a business.
So, now are you speaking to him never having made a woman angry in the process of building that business? I mean, because that gets way too granular. You may never even encounter a woman. I've been in IT for 27 years. I could probably count on two hands how many women I've worked with directly.
Well, that's good because you only have two hands.
I got 2 feet.
True, but you said hands.
I know what I said. But I'm just saying, it wouldn't take more than that. It wouldn't take more than my 2 hands to tell you how many women I've worked with directly. That's what I'm saying. Okay. You know what I mean? So I think that would be that could be way too specific.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
well, let's not get that specific. Let's just say he's just trying to build a business, just something in general. Because this guy, Christopher Morley, wasn't very specific in what he was talking about. He just said failure in life. So let's say just building any business. Do you think that there are men who have? Do you think that every man, in order to build a successful business, had to at some point have angered a woman? Now, if he angered that woman, that also means, if we're equating him angering the woman with him having a successful business, then what that also means is that he would have had to take the lessons he learned from angering that woman into building that business. Now, are you saying
Not
that,
necessarily. No, 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 no. That doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean that because he could have made her angry. But he could have made her angry because he ignored her. He could have
okay,
made her angry because he denied her the opportunity to express herself.
okay,
So this it can't be turned into a man cannot be successful without the angry input of a woman. That's not what I'm saying. There is a benefit that comes with that, but I'm not saying that he can't be successful without the angry input of a woman. Because he could piss her off, or she could sit silent. You know what I mean? But you're gonna be a leader. You're gonna make some decisions that's gonna make a lot of people mad. Male, female, alphabet, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? See? The view's about to go up on this joint because I just made a woman angry. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So I think that is giving too much power to not only a woman, because I don't want this to seem as if, don't get me wrong, I do believe that behind a lot of successful men is a woman. I do believe that.
Why why
But
why
I don't
why why can't you believe that behind every successful man is a good woman, or every good man is a good woman, whatever the saying is?
I said I do believe it.
No, you said a lot of, but the saying is that behind every good man is a good woman.
Oh yeah, because there's 7.5 billion people in the world, and I can't speak for all of them. That's why. I don't want to make a blanket statement. I'm never going to make a statement that is going to apply to everybody unless we're talking about being human. That's it.
But
Outside
it's
of
not
that,
about you speaking for them. It's about what you believe.
I told you what I believe. I told you I believe that behind most successful men, there is a woman, and actually, maybe not even necessarily just a woman, a significant other, somebody that is their backbone. Okay, but for this particular quote and for this particular conversation, we're going to keep it with just a woman. But because that's what the quote says. But I do believe that behind most successful men, there is a woman or women. Because I mean, because we are driven, we are so driven by women. We are, and I believe this is where I was trying to go earlier when I couldn't remember what I was trying to say. I do believe this is where I was trying to go. We're so driven by women. We do so many things because of women. Um, we want to have certain cars and have a certain amount of money. Yeah, of course, we want to have nice things as well, but we also care about the way women view us when we have these things. So I do think that a lot of the drive comes from a woman, but I don't know how much of that drive necessarily comes from a woman being angry. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes, because you can have, for instance, you can have a woman that's like, listen, I'm sick and tired of you sitting around doing nothing with your life. I need you to get up and do something. All right, cool. So maybe that's the motivation that man needed. But what if that man didn't need any motivation? Maybe he was already self-motivated and he was going after what he needed to go after. And she didn't get angry about anything. She was just right there in this corner being his biggest cheerleader. And she wasn't upset about anything. So, like, Ken, when I look at this quote, I think that a man is supposed to say, you know what? If it wasn't for me pissing this woman off, I wouldn't be here where I am today.
You're saying that that's what
That's how I take that.
this quote is saying?
That's how I take that. That's how I take that. If it wasn't for me making this woman angry, that I would not be where I am today. And I'm just not feeling that. I think that that's giving too much power, not only to a woman, but to anybody. To anybody, that's giving too much power. If I have the ability to become successful and to do things, if I have a God-given gift, regardless of whether or not I made you mad, I'm going to be successful.
Yeah, but I think that you're looking at it wrong, because the truth of the matter is, if you focus only on pleasing her, that's not what you was born for. If you focus only on pleasing her, you're never going to achieve your purpose. So if your focus is never to make her angry, if your focus is never to piss her off, then you're going to make every move necessary with that consideration in mind, and you're not going to get where you're going.
Right.
So you say you gotta go. You got someplace that you're going. She's not going to agree with whatever decision that's necessary to get there. You're gonna piss her off. He makes it specific to a woman, but like you said, it's a broader situation. You're going to piss somebody off in your pursuit of success, because somebody doesn't like it. Even if it's just a matter of your success making somebody angry, just because they was a hater.
That changes it.
Huh?
That changes the quote, because at that point, so a man who has never made a woman angry is a failure in life. Okay.
How does that change the quote?
Huh? Because at that, it's like, why does my success mean that you have to be angry?
No. It doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't mean that you have to be angry. I mean, it doesn't say, it's not saying that I'm not successful unless you're angry. It is saying that in my pursuit of success, everybody's not going to agree with me, to include my woman, this woman, that woman, but I'm still moving forward. All right. So you getting angry and me moving forward in spite of your anger, I'm still going where I gotta go. You know what I mean? And this situation, matter of fact, now that you actually bring that up, this is about not letting a woman hold you back. And no shot at women, because the opposite shouldn't be true either. You shouldn't be letting a man hold you back. Nobody. If you gotta go and you got someplace where you're going, nobody, male or female, nobody, male or female, should be able to stop you. And the fact that you push them forward, they may feel you're not considering my feelings. All right, you mad. Cool, but I'm still moving forward.
But if she's your biggest cheerleader, she's in your corner, she's just rooting you on, and then you become successful and you didn't make her angry. So
That
what does
her being your biggest cheerleader don't mean she can't be angry. The
right,
presence of her anger is not the absence of her support.
what does her anger have to do with me being successful?
Her anger has to do with you being successful, because everybody is not going to agree with what you're going to do to be successful. But you staying focused on what you know is necessary to be successful without the consideration of those people and their feelings. As you move forward, nothing says they're going to stay angry, but they're gonna get angry. Cool. I made a decision and I didn't consider you. So what?
Why does her anger mean that I'm successful?
Her anger doesn't mean that you're successful. What I'm saying is,
but if she doesn't get angry, then I'm a failure.
Right, because you've lost focus of your goal and considered that, okay, I'm not going to do this because this is going to make her angry. So instead, I'm gonna sit here.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. We got a quote. I mean, not a quote. We got a quote. Of course, we got a quote. It's the name of the freaking podcast. We got a comment. We got a comment. All right. So, Andrelia, hold on. Let me make the screen bigger. Okay, Andrelia James. I think we're kind of familiar with this woman at this point. Hey mom. She said, I think the statement is tied to commitment in the relationship. If you are committed to risking anger and the fallout, you can then pursue a resolution. If not, you have failed at the relationship. So she's making it very specific to the relationship. She's bringing it back to, like, we were talking about business, but she's bringing it back.
Right. But she also is saying, if you're committed to risking anger, that means if you're focused on what it is that you have to do, regardless of the anger, regardless of the fallout, you know what you have to do. Then you push forward, and it says you can then pursue resolution. All right, no problem. I understand you mad. I understand you don't want me to do this. You don't want me to do that. But you know what? I know what I want. I know what I'm going for. I know how to get there. So we can talk about it on the other side.
I think my only issue is if I don't make you mad, then how am I a failure?
I think that you're focusing too much on the anger. Understand this. You don't know everybody that you've made angry.
Right. But we're talking specifically about a woman here. Like,
okay, you don't know every woman that you've made angry.
Well, here's the thing. If I don't know I made you angry, then how can I attribute that to my success?
You don't attribute that to your success. You attribute your disregard for anybody's feelings in your pursuit of your success. And you're going to make a woman angry in that process.
Then you have to make this quote a lot longer, and you have to include everything that you said, because this quote specifically says, if you've never made a woman angry. And I'm trying to figure out, how does her anger equate to my success?
Jesus.
It does not. It's not registering for me. It really does. Like, I can't. Now, I will say this.
Have you ever made a woman angry?
Yes. Now, I will say
Are you successful
at making her angry?
No. Have you ever made a woman angry?
Yes.
Are you successful?
Yeah.
Was your purpose to make a woman angry in order to be successful?
No.
All right. But then you pissed the woman off and you've been a success. Because you disregard many of what they wanted you to, many of their opinions, many of their thoughts. You have.
Now we got to open that up to everything in life.
Nope, because now it just clicked why he said a woman. You know why? Because you just said earlier, we do so many things because of women. So he made it specific to women because of men's drive based on women. So when you are able to push past the thing that you instinctively desire almost to the greatest degree, when you're able to risk angering, handicapping that situation, you know what I mean? On a very primal situation, when you're able to risk getting a piece of that so that you can get a piece of this, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about two different women, by the way. I'm talking about when you're able to risk getting a piece of her so that you can get your piece of the pie. That is, if you're not willing to do that, then you have failed. If you're not willing to do that, if you're not willing to disregard what is your most animalistic and instinctive desire, if you're not willing to forego that, if you're not willing to risk that being angry, upset, displeased, disappointed, whatever the situation, in order to pursue your goal, then you have failed.
But if I still pursue my goal and I don't make her angry, I'm still successful.
Okay. So you're saying this: if you pursue your goal and you make it a point not to make her angry, then you're still successful.
Yeah, as long as I'm successful.
Right, but you make it a point not to make her angry.
No. I'm not making it a point to not make her angry. My actions just don't seem to anger her. She, like I said before, she is my biggest cheerleader. She's in my
That's not a realistic situation.
That's not what?
That's not realistic.
Why not?
You mean to tell me you actually think that there's somebody that at no point in time there's a woman in your life at no point in time that you make angry? At
No,
no
I'm not
point?
saying that. No. I'm talking about me making her angry as it pertains to me trying to become successful at a particular thing. So if I don't make her angry and she's my biggest cheerleader, then
Again, the presence of anger does not mean the absence of support.
no, it doesn't. But the presence of anger also does not mean success.
No, but it's inevitable that it's going to happen. It's going to occur. You're two different people.
What?
It's
But
it's your
I get that.
path.
No, I get her being angry. What I don't get is how her anger equates to my success. That's the thing I'm not getting.
It
How
doesn't.
does
It
so
doesn't
it's like so I
equate.
get up here and I'm receiving my award. Okay, I just want to thank everybody for all their support, everybody that's been in my corner. But I want to give a special shout out to my wife because I pissed her off, and because of her anger, I was able to become successful.
Yeah.
How?
How many times do they say? How many times do they say that? How many times do they get up on stage and say, I have to dedicate this to her because of what she's been through in supporting me."
They say
She's
that a
been
lot.
because she's been pissed off because
Right.
he's angered her in pursuit of his success,
They say that a lot.
and she has endured it.
Now let's talk about the times that didn't happen.
The times that what didn't happen,
That the woman didn't get mad.
it did happen.
Not every time.
100% of the time.
Not 100%.
100% of the time.
What you so you think that every man that has ever become successful has done so making his woman mad at him?
He has pissed her off. Every one of them. Every one of them.
You think that?
Every one of them.
So
Every one of them.
I completely
Every one of them. You didn't
I-
succeed. You didn't succeed in anything. You may have completed an effort, but you didn't succeed in anything if there was no struggle. If there was, that's where the strength comes from.
Why can't she just be? Why can't there be a woman who is just supportive? She's like, you know what? You're right. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Support. Again, how many times must I say the
Support
presence
without
of anger?
Support without anger. What if there's a woman that's like, you know what? I understand that you have to do a certain thing in order to become successful. Listen, you got to spend long nights out. Cool. Got you. Do what you got to do. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to travel a lot. Cool. I'm with you. I'm not getting angry about this stuff. So, yes. So she is his backbone at that point, and she's not getting angry about anything.
She's getting angry. She's not letting her anger stop him. She's not letting.
Now you're speaking for women.
Now I'm speaking for people and support, son. It doesn't matter. It's not going to be without flaw. The support itself is not without struggle.
But you can't speak for other people and their thought process. That's yours. That's not necessarily the way everybody thinks. So
okay, well, hold on a second. But you can't say that when you just said that you don't believe that the anger is present 100%, because you're then speaking for some hypothetical situation, an individual in which it didn't exist. The anger didn't exist.
No, I'm saying I don't believe that it happens in every situation because I'm allowing the space for different personalities, different thoughts, different feelings.
Yo, I'm okay. All right, cool.
Because you are allowed to feel all the things. What does Chiggy say? You're allowed to feel all the things that you feel.
All of them, and you do feel all of them. As a human being, anger is a part of the human experience. 100%.
But just because you have somebody that's pursuing something and they're trying to become successful at something, I put it this way. So my wife, she is not angry at me for podcasting. If we become successful, like let's say we're major, she's been there every step of the way. At what point has she been angered about anything that has had to do with podcasting? Never. She's never been mad about anything. Been here every step of the way, supporting my biggest cheerleader. So when we get to this point of massive success,
how do you know she hasn't been angry?
Oh, this chick can't hide nothing. she
You know what? You know what? You sound like you sound like this one just reminded me of a conclusion that I had to come to when I thought I was like Mr. Man as far as relationships was concerned. I had to finally realize I've either never been played or I've been played all too well.
Okay. And you've probably been played all too well. And I get that. I understand that. But that does not apply here.
Yo, just because she doesn't, she may not even express her anger for any situation based on the fact that the support is of a greater value. Her supporting you means more. That don't mean she didn't feel anger about anything. She just didn't allow it to become an obstacle for you.
What that's cool. So let's say she did get angry, right? What does that have to do with my success?
Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay. Now I will have to give you that. I will have to give you that. No, but I only have to give you that because there was nothing for you to overcome if you were not aware of her being angry. Well, actually, then again, I digress because her being angry, and what does that have to do with your success? Excuse me. It could have had quite a bit to do with your success because of like you're still having to overextend. You're still having to do stuff that is outside of the norm. And while she can like it at the same, she could actually be excited by it, but upset by it at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, which you even if you have to do late nights, there could be. It don't have to be every single time, but there could be a time in which she wants you next to her. Right? Mm-hmm. It could be a time in that. It could be a time, and you know what? I don't like to speak hypothetically. That's just not really working out. But
and it doesn't apply to us.
What doesn't? So you don't make her angry. You don't make your wife angry at all.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the times that I make her angry has absolutely nothing to do with my success. I have the books that I've written, the TV shows and movies and commercials that I've been in, the songs that I've recorded, the podcasts that I've done. None of this stuff is a result of her being angry. None of this stuff. I was successful at all of those things, and none of that stuff had to do with her being angry.
So, none of it.
None of it.
So who she is as a whole person, the entirety of her being, the collective of her being, doesn't feed into your success.
I mean, that's a cheat code for you to say that.
That's why I had to say it like 3 times in three different ways to be very, very clear. So what you're saying is there's a piece of her that you can do without.
What I'm saying is the parts of her that have contributed to my success had absolutely nothing to do with her being angry.
So she's never been angry.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay. Has she ever been angry?
Yes.
Has she ever expressed her anger to you?
Yes.
Has that expression ever been used to make you better?
Oh, you're good. That was good.
I'm just being real. I'm just being real, man. That's it.
Yes. Make me better. Yes. Successful. Okay. Now, make me better at what, though? We got to be specific now. Make me better at what? Has it made me a better podcaster? Has it made me a better writer? Has it made me a better actor? I would say yes.
Now, if we're speaking, if you're speaking to your wife, you're speaking in reference to your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that I'm better at. Excuse me, like her having expressed again because it's about honesty with the anger situation. She expresses some anger with it. Yeah, I'm gonna get better. You know why? Because now, see, mind you, if she's just manufacturing a situation, that's one thing. But she's being honest about what she feel like. For instance, when we were recording, we were scheduled a recording. Sometimes this day, sometimes that day, sometimes this day, sometimes that day. Mm-hmm. We didn't have an argument about it, but she expressed an anger. Mm-hmm. She expressed a discontent, but said, "Okay, you know what? It does make sense for me to make this consistent. For me to make this the same time every week. Am I better because of it? 100%.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's
you took it off of me.
I did, but I took it off to you to show you that the situation exists. And if you break it down, yeah, she made you better in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But all of that is what makes you successful. You're not successful in just one lane for one reason.
No, so if she's upset about, let's say, and this isn't the case because I do the dishes, but let's just say that I didn't do dishes, right? And she was upset about that. And she was like, listen, I'm sick of walking into the kitchen and seeing dishes in the sink. That's not going to make me say, you know what? Not only am I going to go do these dishes, I'm going to go write a better book. Like it's not going to equate to success in business.
The thing is, but you're making it a little bit too specific, because if you can take her honesty in anger and you can adjust in a way that is productive. So you take that. She's upset about you not doing the dishes. So instead of you rebutting, right, then you be like, you know what? I was supposed to do the dishes. I didn't do the dishes. I understand your anger. I'm going to do the dishes. That whole process is a level of maturity that has now you done elevated. That maturity can and will be, regardless to how much you want to argue, will be applied across the board. 100%.
I concede. It took us an hour 17 minutes for you to make that point. That was, I concede. I do. I get that. I get that now. I completely understand that now.
Well, understand that. I'm not trying to tear you down. I'm trying to build us up.
I mean, and if you did tear me down, I'd just go make her mad so I can go become successful or something like that.
See, and there you go. We have become now. As a matter of fact, it's an hour and 17 minutes. I have become a bit of a success this evening because we was only supposed to be on here for an hour. She ain't said nothing to me yet, but if the views go up, then then we good to go.
Congratulations on your wife's anger.
Indeed. I appreciate that. Ignorant high five. I appreciate Well, no. But it is time to go. But this one right here was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, this one was more fun than normal. I mean, it's fun anyway. But this one right here was fun and funny. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this was super dope. Hold on a second. I put my coat down, and I gotta get it now. Hold on one second.
Yeah. That was definitely good, man. I guess the way I was looking, like just like you said, I was making it too specific. Mm-hmm. The way you put it at the very end, and the lessons that you learn from angering somebody, gives you room to grow, but not just in that area, but in other areas of your life.
Right.
And I can definitely see that, and I can definitely agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to be piggybacking kind of on this situation come next week, because the quote for next week, and actually just now this one, I don't know who else may have said it. I don't feel like I feel like I'm the first time I heard it, but I don't feel like it's the first time it's been said.
Mm-hmm.
But very simply put, success should never be a surprise.
Okay.
So I'm piggybacking on this success thing with the woman. You know, it definitely shouldn't be a surprise if you know she was angry.
Right.
per this quote. But yeah,
Right.
so but then that's honestly that comes from, and I'm gonna look that up, by the way, because like I say, sometimes I have a thought that feels like an original thought, and I go to Google it and find out that I'm not the first person that said it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Word up. But that's definitely, and I like the quotes with success anyway, because I take them and I run with them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's next week. We definitely will discuss success should never be a surprise. Why it should never be a surprise. You know what I mean?
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. I think we are ready to go. We appreciate y'all listening. We appreciate y'all viewing us on YouTube and Facebook and wherever you happen to listen to podcasts. This has been episode 17 of Quotes and Mirror. Again, the quote was, "A man who has never made a woman angry is a failure in life." Shout out to Christopher Morley. I am Uncommonterry.
I'm Tyrell James, and on that note, and I quote, peace out.
Peace.